Christina just tipped $5. Hey, Daddy. It's me, Christina. When are you coming home so I can eat your ass? I miss flicking your hemorrhoids with my tongue.
All right. That's the one.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Millennial Smark, and I'm bringing you the slop, the whole slop, and nothing but the slop. Jim Cornette furthers on his true colors in regards to how he feels about people who disagree with him, and the whole entire IWC, even people who typically side with him, are now attacking him. Rightfully so, if you ask me. Thunder Rosa responds to Bianca Belair Saudi comments, which I didn't think were really that big of a deal. And quite frankly, I didn't even think Thunder Rosa's comments were that big of a deal, but she's getting trashed right now. Apparently, we have a confirmation or a better understanding as to what happened with the Andrade drama. And Robert Martyr and his fans are absolutely sick in the fucking head. So, if you guys don't mind, timestamps are down in the description box below, or you can go directly to the pinned comment section to look up the timestamps as well. Let's get into the first topic, Jim Cornette being, well, Jim Cornette. So this news organization, obviously they're left-leaning, they put out this tweet essentially defaming the shit out of Charlie Kirk by saying he was an unrepentant racist, transphobe, homophobe, and misogynist who often wrapped his bigotry in Bible verses because there was no other way to pretend that it was morally correct. Obviously, anyone who watches Charlie Kirk knows that's out of context bullshit, but I get it. They have to frame it in whatever way in order to justify why they feel it's okay to go after a dead man. It is what it is, right? You've been seeing it online for the longest. I'm so fucking jaded to that shit and so numb, to be perfectly honest with you, that it doesn't even really bother me anymore. But that's not the part that gets me, right? The part that gets me, and honestly, I'm never going to lie to you, I thought about Jim Cornette a couple of days ago as far as how he was going to, reflect off of this issue. I don't know why in my mind I thought to myself, because the guy actually died, that maybe Jim Cornette would not make any comments. Like, I didn't expect him to say anything nice, but I expect him, because of his fan base, to maybe take a step back, reflect off the situation, put it in the back of his dome, and just don't even comment on the situation. But fuck, I'm retarded as shit. It's Jim Cornette, right? Of course he had to say something insane, and of course he gave an insane take. So the Nation put this insane tweet out, and then Jim Cornette reposted it, and he said, the author of this is the only person I've seen yet with a realistic and logical view of this whole mess. Now, again, the Nation is a radical far leftist media outlet who put this out, which of course Jim Cornette is a far leftist radical, so it is what it is, pot meat kettle, right? But I was again thinking to myself that, okay, there's no way Jim Cornette would say something. It would have been bad enough if Jim would have said something, but just the fact, and it's like the lacking of self-awareness for some of these people is just, it's so insane. Like, Jim, you're everything that you're, except, like, it's wild. The Nation says that Charlie is a racist, a transphobe, a homophobe, and a misogynist. Jim, what do you think they think of you? What do you think they... Don't hear it from me. Don't hear it from me. Hear it from Jim himself. Let's go with the point in regards to racism.
So, Brian Matthews, that's when Brian Matthews walks by and says, what do you want me to do? I said, get that fucking nigga out of here. That's what I want you to do. Whoa, when he saw him, when he heard her, boy, now he's double trained. I said, yes, that's right, goddammit, because if I see something make somebody mad, and it's somebody that I want to make mad, I will work on that point. But I wasn't even talking to him. I'm like, here the show is falling down around our ears. There's big fights going on. What the fuck? Matthew says something to me. I say, get the fuck out of here. That's what I want you to do.
Now, obviously, I had to censor the word in itself. Don't want to get in trouble by YouTube. If you want to see the actual uncensored version, I'll leave the link down in the description box below. But this is obviously pretty well known. You guys, I'm pretty sure the majority of you already seen this video. Neither here nor there, right? Water under the bridge. I personally don't care about shit like that. All I'm doing is pointing out the hypocrisy, right? I'm pointing out the hypocrisy. You say you like the cover for a guy. You repost somebody talking about Bible verses and stuff like that, right? And you take him completely out of context. I've never heard Charlie say the N-word. I've never heard Charlie frame it in any kind of manner that way. They took him out of context. All I had to do was just take 2 seconds, go on Twitter and find what you said and pull it directly up. Mind you, that was a long time ago, so I'm not even sure if people will even hold you accountable for that, but I find it funny. I find it incredibly funny how you can take him out of context, but here you are. Daylight shining directly on you. Oh, no. But don't get it twisted, though, because he said other things, right? The nation pointed out Charlie as being a transphobic and a homophobic, right? And Jim Cornette agrees with this. So, hey, who is me? Who am I to not let Jim Cornette speak for himself? Let Jim Cornette himself excuse the fact that Charlie Kirk is a transphobe and a homophobe, and certainly he's not, right? Take it away, Jim.
Then here comes Sonny Kiss, who apparently got off his day job at the drag show at the fucking Tropicana. And I don't know, but see, they're not explaining any of this. Marco Stunt. Why is this small child competing in this match with the legless guy and the 400-pound man and all this other, and the guy with the dinosaur mask, and then with the transvestite or exotico, as they would say at AAA? Did anybody bother to explain why he looks like that? No.
Hey, I'm only bringing up the receipts, right? You want to call Charlie all these derogatory things and he's not here to defend himself? You're not going to go out of your way to put him in context? What's the context behind that, Jim? I don't even necessarily disagree with Jim Cornette. I'm just saying, what's the context behind that, huh? What's the context behind that? What about the misogynistic point you were highlighting in that national article, whatever the fuck they call themselves? Like, what about that point? Can we hear Jim Cornette's point as far as the misogynistic point that he was allegedly, essentially going after Charlie Kirk? Let's go ahead, Jim. Tell me about the world today as far as how it is to be a misogynist. Go for it. You take it away, buddy.
I'm wondering, can I get, like sometimes they have premium services where you can get stuff without the commercials or without ads or whatever. You have to pay to do it, but I'll pay extra. Can I get a girl wrestling free feed?
And that's not even to talk about the countless amount of comments he was making about the Japanese women, the Joshis. Hey, am I taking him out of context, people? Did I take him out of context like he just did Charlie? Huh? Did I take out the racist comments out of context? Where did I take it out of context, huh? Did I take the actual words he was using on Sonny Kiss out of context? Did I take it out of context? Did I take the misogynistic comments out of context? Did I take them out of context like he did Charlie? No, I didn't. All I had to do was just play snippets. Mind you, these are things that I knew off the top of my head. Imagine the other things he said. Once again, don't look at me as a social justice warrior because I'm far from it. In fact, most of these things I agree with Jim on. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Make all kinds of jokes all the fucking time. Ain't gonna run from it. But you know what I'm not gonna do? I'm not gonna be the kind of person that does something and then just blatantly, hypocritically go out of my way to condemn somebody else for doing it and then say it has more to do with the symbolism of what they conflate with. Jim, you despicable piece of shit. Every time, bro. Every time. Even when you are doing the exact same action you're calling somebody else out for, you can't help yourself. You can't help yourself. They're on the opposite side of you politically, and therefore you have to play up to the people that side with what you typically say as far as the virtuistic grandstanding points. And I'm pretty sure most of these people who side with you, either A, they quite frankly, they don't stand up to their own morals as far as what they believe in regards to their principles, because they'll excuse it when you say it, but when anybody else says it, they're perfectly fine and okay with it. Or they just don't know that you said it. They have no clue that you said it. I find it just funny though. I find it funny. And of course, everybody in his chat or his comment session, they're calling him a piece of shit. They're saying the same things that I'm saying. Calling him a hypocrite, saying all these kinds of things, because that's what he is. That's what it is. He's a blatant fucking hypocrite. Really, dude, I can't stress it enough, man. From a private standpoint, do whatever you want to do with your politics. I don't give a fuck. But when you outwardly, publicly say something so easily researchable, and you do it without any remorse, and it's all based on you attacking a man who has different political beliefs than you, man, Glass House, you better be ducking, man, because I'm gonna be throwing a shit ton of rocks, scoping your ass, dead in your head, bruh. Tighten up, bruh. Seriously, Jim. That's all I got to say. Every time you come out with these stupid ass political takes, just tighten up. Tighten up. Lock in. Your history way too deep to be this careless, homie.
I'll call him for the one time. I don't even know if he's gonna answer though.
Hello?
Yo.
What do you want?
Damn, bro, what's with your tone?
It is 2 a.m. in the fucking morning and I'm clapping cheeks. What do you want?
Damn, to who?
Sandy, my nigga, who else?
Damn, my fault. Hey, my chat doesn't believe that you my cousin.
Yo, who?
My chat, I'm on stream, gang.
The fuck your stream? Don't ever hit my phone about no bullshit like that, bruh.
Damn, alright. Can I talk to Sandy at least?
Hey. What? My cousin trying to holler at you. Who? The Asian one. Man, you talking about that lame ass Asian motherfucker that be wearing do-rags and shit? Yeah. Man, fuck that baby. Hang up the phone. Say less. Hey, but look though.
What's up?
You's a bitch.
Apparently, Thunder Rosa goes after Bianca Belair for making comments. You can't see me, but I'm putting those in air quotes. Comments at Saudi Arabia. I can't tell you this is one of the biggest nothing burgers currently going on right now, but fans are making it something more than what it actually is. I'm not just talking about Bianca Belair and her comments, but honestly, what Thunder Rosa said in response. Like these people are insane. But first, just to kind of give you the context of what Thunder Rosa said in response to Bianca Belair, first, let me play you what Bianca Belair said first. So take it away, Bianca.
Well, you've had history there. You've had 9 total matches in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. You won Elimination Chamber there. You were able to retain your women's championship there, your tag team championships there. What has it been like wrestling in Saudi Arabia?
It's amazing. It's amazing to be a part of a lot of great moments. The hospitality, the culture, the crowds are always great. I think Saudi Arabia has become a space specifically for women to make amazing moments and make history that's not just important for little girls and women to see, but for little boys and men in the whole world to see. And every time we go to Saudi Arabia, I see it evolve more and more, whether that's inside the ring with more women on the show or outside the ring with seeing women on billboards and posters. And that became even more apparent to me. Last time I went to Saudi Arabia, we had an all-women's battle royal. Right. And when we came out, every single woman that came out, the crowd had a chant for them. And when we went backstage, we had a special moment with Natalya because she was a part of the very first women's match in Saudi Arabia. And it has just been very special to see where it started and what it's evolved it into. And it's been an honor to be a part of that progress and that change. And now having WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia, it just shows that WWE, it transcends globally and it continues to make history. And as a woman, it's very special to be a part of this.
Again, I don't know. I don't think what she said was really that bad. People, and here's the thing, people aren't necessarily attacking Bianca Belair. They're more so going after WWE and Triple H because they feel it's straight up PR speak. But I mean, like, what are you expecting them to say? What are you expecting them to do? Bury Saudi Arabia? Like, what are you talking about? They're being paid millions, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. What is it, like 350 million or something like that they're being paid to put out this show? Or was that for the Royal Rumble? If that's for the Royal Rumble, I can only imagine what they're getting for WrestleMania, but that might be for WrestleMania. Nevertheless, though, you know they're getting paid in the hundreds of millions, right? What do you expect Bianca Belair to say? Oh, man, the women, I wish they got more rights. Oh, man, I wish. If anything, I think she was being even kind of like a little tiny bit snide while being diplomatic by even suggesting that the women are progressing. Progressing from what, right? So even then, she kind of threw you a little bit of a bone by even acknowledging there's something to progress from. But, like, people are like, oh, Triple H put a gun in her back. Like, they're doing the Family Guy meme with Diane, the lady from the newscaster, when she was the episode of Family Guy, when, the whodunit episode. They're doing the meme with Diane with the gun inside Lois's back, right? Everybody keeps posting that. It's like, again, like, you people are insane. Like, she's not gonna badmouth the company like live, and the company isn't gonna badmouth Saudi Arabia live. Like, what the fuck are you expecting? But of course, because these guys are lunatics, it gets even more crazier, because that's people reflecting off of WWE, obviously taking the stance that, Saudi Arabia, they're so backwards, but Palestine, I love them. Of course, right? Of course, virtue signalers, right? And then we have the opposite side of the situation, right? Where Thunder Rosa is talking about this, and she didn't say anything that was really that bad. And the WWE fans went after her. She said, and I quote, and mind you, this is just a response to Bianca Belair, they give them money. We're gonna give you a show. That's it. The stakeholders are calling the shots, and you have to go for what they tell you to do. Otherwise, you're not gonna eat. This is part of your job. Bianca, you are absolutely right. The women that are participating in these shows are making history because 7 years ago they couldn't participate. But again, it's like, you're not gonna change how society looks at women in these countries. This is part of historical religions and everything else. Yeah, that's just objective. Like, what are you upset about? I don't get it. And then I look at what the fans are saying. I'll just highlight this one comment from this dude right here. He said, she'd be on the first plane to Saudi if they offered her a big enough payday. Give me a break. When did Thunder Rosa say that she wouldn't take it? Like, that she wouldn't participate in the event? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You just made that up out of thin air. She didn't say that. She didn't even allude to that. What are you talking about? Like, they really made this a drama. They really made this a Thunder Rosa versus Bianca Belair thing. Thunder Rosa is jealous of Bianca Belair. What are you talking about? She just literally heard what the girl said and just gave a reflection off of what she said. And it was insanely innocuous. Nothing that she said was either A, not wrong, and B, was harmless as fuck. But if you type in Thunder Rosa's name on Twitter, Bianca Belair name automatically pops up, and people are making this something out more than what it happens to be. It's insane. It's insane. I'm just talking about it because it's trending right now in wrestling, in the IWC. But outside of the trending factor, I wouldn't have talked about this to begin. Period. Because nothing happened. What the fuck is wrong with you people? The fuck.
All summer we sucking. Taking everybody's man, we're fucking everybody that got.
We sucking everybody. 2017, what's good?
Hey yo, I'm gonna let you know. If you single, don't hit me up. But if you're in a relationship,
hit me up. Hit us up. I'm ready to fuck everybody, man. Summer 2017, what's goody?
So this was via bodyslam.net. They were given an update on the whole entire situation in regards to Andrade and why he most likely was fired, allegedly. Apparently, he didn't leave on his own accord. He was fired. But here, check this out. Body Slam confirmed Andrade's departure from WWE on September 13th, 2025, yesterday, as of this date, in collaboration with Fightful Select, Sean Ross Sapp, and WrestleMob. They noted that the exit was an isolated incident, no part of broader roster cuts, and had been in the works for at least a week prior, impacting post SummerSlam creative plans, but obviously being the Andrade Rey Fenix feud with the Wyatt Six. Additional details from Body Slam's Patreon exclusive report highlighted ongoing creative and booking differences between Andrade and WWE since his January 2024 return, as well as WWE's unsuccessful attempts to contact him for several weeks leading up to the release, which contributed to the decision to let him go despite over 18 months remaining on his contract. The departure was described as non-mutual, with Andrade effectively released by the company. Oh, wow. So he ghosted them, right? That's how that reads? He essentially ghosted them, right? Like, I'm assuming maybe he wasn't digging the creative, which I kind of figured was going to be the case. I figured that was the case because, like, You know, imagine leaving WWE and then you go to AEW because of the whole Vince McMahon stuff, and you come back to WWE thinking to yourself, you're going to be pushed to the moon, you're going to have this great run because the guy who was pushing you originally about 6 or 7 years ago is now in charge. And then you end up getting this kind of creative run, right? You just end up getting this kind of run in general, right? That's got to be heartbreaking for a guy like Andrade. You leave one company, you go to another company, and then you end up leaving that company. And apparently, from the looks of it, it sounds like AEW, you know, credit where credit is due to them. It sounds like they're okay with him coming back. And I quote, this is coming from FIFO Select via WrestlePurist. AEW sources spoken to had no idea Andrade had departed WWE. It was said that, and I quote, no bridge is truly burned in AEW, and as long as nothing heinous is tied to a departure, a return wouldn't be impossible. Quite frankly, and look, I applaud AEW for not holding grudges. It's not like WWE holds grudges also. It's all business at the end of the day, right? If you can make an impact, whether it's big, whether it's small, an impact is still an impact on whatever in regards to their analytics, right? Then go ahead and bring the person back and let's see what they can do, right? They're going to be a net positive on your product. Why the fuck not? I see nothing wrong with bringing them back. The only problem is two things with Andrade. One, no, there is literally no impact that Andrade can make on either company that's going to be substantial enough to want to do business with him. And two, what I mean about doing business with him is his behavior. You know, here's my thing, right? If you want to leave on your own accord or whatever the case may be, then by all rights, leave. This is a free country. You can do whatever the fuck you want as long as you're not hurting anybody else, right? Leave. Go ahead. Take off. Do whatever. The thing is, when you sign a contract, see the contract through, buddy. See the contract through, do whatever you're stipulated to do, and then just don't resign. Don't resign with them. Fight with them all you can in order to get your spot. Do whatever you have to do to put yourself in the position to make more for yourself. But in the end of the day, you're signed with that company. In the end of the day, you are there to do your job. And if you're not going to do your job accurately enough, appropriately enough, no matter what WWE told you to do, as long as it's something, you know, that's reasonable, obviously, and by reasonable, I mean reasonable to the extent that they're not asking you to do extracurricular activities, you are there, you do your job, you argue to the best of your abilities to get yourself into a better position, whatever it means, that no matter what you have to do, stepping on toes, whatever, but you do what you're asked to do when you sign a contract. And the minute you become a problem, you become a headache, you know, you're not being a headache to the degree to push yourself forward, but a headache to the degree where you're just not doing your job outright. Why would you want to do business with that guy again? Just objectively, why would you want to do business with that guy again? For you guys, right? Same thing. Why would you want to do business with that guy? This is not saying that WWE didn't do right or do wrong or whatever the case may be with Andrade. That's besides the point. It's he left a company, right? This was not beneficial for either party. He did the wrong thing. He didn't do his job. He AWOL'd essentially. Why would you, as AEW, take a chance on this guy? Right? He already proved that he was not beneficial. As far as your company is considered, right? This was a CM Punk situation as far as how he left WWE, but at least he made a marked impact. So I can see you wanting to take a risk from a behavior standpoint. It's not smart to award that kind of behavior, but it's for the greater good of the company. Here you have Andrade, who is not doing that. He is not worth the fucking paper you took a shit on in order to sign his contract on. He's not worth that. And apparently, from what it sounds like, he has behavior problems. Why? Why take a chance on that? That's just me though. But just to kind of put a little bow on this, I know Devontae, don't be quoting Meltzer. It's nothing more than corroboration. In reality, do I take Meltzer seriously? No, but he's adding to the conversation, so you guys can take it for what it's worth. He said, and I quote, again, through WrestlePurist, "This was not his, Andrade's doing. I've seen all the speculation everywhere, and I don't know the whole story, but I do know it was a discipline thing. It was not his doing at all. It wasn't like, oh, he's not being used well, so he's unhappy. I mean, yeah, I'm positive he's unhappy, but it wasn't him asking out. He was not fired until today, but a couple of weeks ago, there was a disciplinary thing. All I know is it was at a TV shoot, and he was told to go home, and he's not been used since." Again, take Dave Meltzer's word for what you will. It's nothing more than corroboration. I would never use Dave Meltzer as a source in its, entirety if I'm talking about a subject, but it's nothing more than corroborating what everybody else around the wrestling media has been saying. So, just to go back to what I was saying earlier, if it's a disciplinary thing, if it's a behavior thing, in regards to AEW, if he does leave WWE to want to go back over there, because I did hear speculation it has something to do with AAA also. Not too sure about that, so I didn't want to confirm it outright until I heard more news about it, and then maybe I'll talk about it in another video. So it might be a AAA situation, I don't know. But nevertheless, though, you signed a contract, and if AEW wants to be stupid enough to rehire the guy that pretty much shot you in the foot to begin with, go ahead, man. It's like the whole quintessential relationship thing, right? A girl cheats on you with another guy. She finds out that that guy was nothing more than a piece of shit or whatever the case may be. And then she wants to run back to you. Where's the benefit behind that? If there's no benefit, then you're just taking a hoe back who just did you dirty. You're not getting anything out of the deal. If AEW wants to do that, by all rights. But Andrade, I'm not going to be charitable to him whatsoever. It has to be something incredibly damning in regards to AAA for me to be charitable. If that happens to be the situation, but just looking at it from a surface level standpoint, we'll wait and see. But as of right now, nah, not going to give him that grace. At least not yet.
A few moments later.
Finally, I just want to highlight this because it just shows you how politically brain rotted we are as a society nowadays. And this is not just a leftist issue. This can happen on the right as well. I've seen it plenty of times. But at least right now, what we're discussing is a person who fucked around, he found out, and people are still pampering him because he has the right take. It's not whether or not it's the moral take. It's not whether or not it's the appropriate take. It's that he had the right take. Or I guess left take at this point, right? Robert Martyr, as you guys have been hearing for these past couple of days now, I've probably been the only one really covering this extensively. He had a situation, this indie wrestler, where he ended up calling out Charlie Kirk. Not necessarily calling him out, but essentially saying that he had no sympathy that he passed away, right? He got raked across the coals, obviously, because it was a disgusting comment. He decided to essentially skibbity bait people, because that's what it is until I see otherwise. He went missing, and I quote, for a couple of hours before he was found and sent to a mental hospital. And his sister, who's been running his account for the most part, I'm pretty sure this is him now. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if that was whether or not his sister to begin with. It could have been him as well, but speculation nevertheless. Though his sister got really mad because people were still trolling him about his situation, right? Again, the fuck around and find out method, right? You go after someone innocent, you get your comeuppance, and apparently you cry like a little bitch because you're a cry bully, right? Okay, well, now apparently Robert is back on his social media accounts. He tweeted this out. Hey, I don't have much to say right now other than I'm sorry and I love you all. I don't think I mattered or that I was loved, but I was wrong. Please give me time to respond to you all. I just got out and I'm heading home. If this isn't the most disgusting fucking tweet that I've ever seen, You started this, you insane person. You started this. You, unprovoked, came after a man who was shot in the neck and died. You went out of your way to say no sympathy because of your political differences. You decided that you couldn't handle any of the heat when you got the smoke, and you decided to run away and put your family in a position to be scared, supposedly at least. You did all of that. And then you come back and now you're just talking about how you were also the victim. Guys, I'm so sorry and I love you all. Let me have the opportunity to talk to you guys about all the mess that I made for myself. Oh, woe is me. And you know the worst part about it? You want to hear the sad part about it? It fucking worked. It fucking worked. It fucking worked. Let me just give you a sample of some of these insane fucking tweets that I'm telling you, 10 years ago, we wouldn't have even looked at. We wouldn't even cared about. We would have just laughed at these clowns. All of them. Robert Martyr would have been the main one we clowned. Look at some of these tweets. This person said, "Robert, you are a person worthy of love and respect. I wish you helping, good fortune, and peace. My DMs are open if you want to vent or just get something off your chest you can't say to someone you know. Sometimes venting to a stranger can be therapeutic." No, it can't. It can't. That's the problem with this now. You guys are too fucking online and you're lost within your own goddamn communities. No, not venting to venting to a stranger is probably what got him in the situation to begin with, because he actually thought saying the dumb shit that he said would have probably had a bunch of people coming to his defense saying, "Yeah, guy, I completely agree with you. Yeah, you number one, you, Robert, making fun of dead people. Totally, you number one." And no, it got outside of his community to people who were actually normal, seen his take, and raked his dumbass across the coals. But like I said, next comment. "Dude, this community supports you. Fuck the thoughts that would lead you to think otherwise. That shit is your insecurities feeding into..." No, it's not. Fuck this comment. I'm done. No, it's not. It's not insecurities to not diss a dead man. What? Oh, bro, what are we doing? What are we doing? No, it's not. It's not. What is wrong with you people? Don't diss dead people. Don't diss dead people as soon as they fucking just got shot. Why is it so hard? Why is it so hard? But this is the best one. This is the one that I wanted to save for last, right? I highlighted most of these tweets. I pre-read these, okay? This one, this absolute degenerate said, "Robert did nothing wrong. You didn't wish death upon anyone. You just said you have no sympathy for someone who didn't have sympathy for other victims of gun violence." Is this Jim Cornette's burner or some shit? What the fuck are you again, these people. There's no way I would go out of my way to extensively talk about people in a negative way when I have truly no concept of what they actually believe. There's just no way I'm going to do it. I'd say something like, well, surface level, this looks pretty bad from my perspective. But all I can really do is just look at how, like I did with Andrade. I just did it with fucking Andrade. I said on the surface, this looks really, really bad. And if this has anything to do with AAA, I'll keep my mind open. Let's see what the story develops in regards to his situation with AAA that could have contributed to him wanting to ghost WWE, which led to his eventual dismissal. I literally just said this about fucking Andrade, and I'm saying it here too. If I don't know a situation too much, or at the very least, if I do say something stupid, I apologize for it. If I say something really, really dumb, I apologize for it. But if I don't know too much about the situation, I just say the surface level stuff and just let you know that we're going to just wait for the updates to come out before I give a clear, concise conclusion as to what I actually feel about the situation. These people just say shit off the top of their tongues. No context, no actual relation to what the person actually said. No, Charlie did not believe in victims of gun violence. If anything, it was the antithesis of what you're actually saying. What he said about gun violence was that people, if you take away guns, right? Legally speaking, you go out of your way to take guns, bad people will still get guns. He was a victim of the bad people he was condemning. How do they not get this? It's because they don't listen to what Charlie said, right? They just hear people through other means or through their friends or through other people like Hassan Piker, who take people out of context on a consistent basis because that person had the correct beliefs and therefore they should just listen to them over and over again when nothing more, they're doing nothing more than smear their enemies, right? What he advocated for was for people to have guns to the extent that you don't take guns out of good people's hands. What he advocated for were mental health checkups, which you people are completely against because, again, that goes against your worldview as far as mental checkups. You want to take mental people, not legitimately, easy for me to say, go out of your way to find the root cause of the matter. No, instead, you want to enable those beliefs and tell them that there's nothing wrong with them, that their mental stability is normal. That's what you want to do. Look at the trans issue. Okay, what you want to do is not look at legitimate gun statistics and talk about where the gun violence is truly happening, which is obviously in urban areas. You don't want to do that because, of course, that's racist. You don't want to look at that at all. No, you don't want to look at that. No, you don't want to go out of your way to put more securities in place because obviously that hinders actual bad people. Look at what happened in these Walgreens or these grocery stores where they're telling security guards to stand down because that's not your store. They have insurance. So you don't want securities. You don't want mental health checkups. You don't want to look at legitimate gun statistics. What you would rather do is parade around your virtues and tell everybody that guns are bad because my gun ended up shooting people by himself. Oh, that's what you want to do. And what Charlie advocates for is that good people have guns to go out of their way to protect themselves against the bad people, like the person who killed him. But of course, justify the no sympathy comment because that's the easy thing to do. Actually researching this, no, that's too hard. That goes against my mini brain, my chimpanzee brain, since it's just popping in my head like popcorn. No, that's way too fucking hard. Instead, what you would rather do is go out of your way and just virtue signal the entire time about guns being bad. Congratulations, dipshits. And no, still, right now, Robert's safe. No sympathy for any of his struggles. And hopefully, in my opinion, hopefully, with the exemption of actual death, don't want the man to die, don't want anything happening to him. But if a little trollery is going to come his way, that's the very least that he can fucking get for the bullshit that he said and brought upon himself. And if you enable him to actually continue doing this dumb shit like you guys are currently doing right now, then guess what? When people actually go through those struggles and they go through those situations, guess what? Don't look surprised with your gawking eyes, asking yourself, what happened? When you know what happened. He happened and you happened because you are why he exists. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Let me hear your thoughts as far as Robert Martyr. Look at this, the condescending. Being a martyr to his fans after dissing the dead guy for no reason. How do you feel about Andrade and his situation in regards to AEW and WWE? And do you feel like he deserves to be heard out if this AAA situation happens to be true? Or do you feel like, hey, lost cause, who cares? It's Andrade. He doesn't mean anything in the wrestling anyways. How do you feel about the comments Thunder Rosa made about Bianca Belair, which was really a nothing burger, but maybe you can find something a little bit deeper in the meaning? And how do you feel about Jim Cornette being an absolute fucking hypocrite? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, my name is Devontae, aka Millennial Smart, and I'll be catching you guys later. A deuces and a ice. Oh, and actually, I just caught this right in the middle of editing. Shout out to the phenomenal Ace. Just an update on the Andrade situation. John Alba reported that he got escorted out from a SmackDown recently due to a wellness violation. Oh, okay. All right, like I said, man. Hey, hopefully a whole report comes out and we can talk about this in its totality and we'll reflect on it as time goes on. So, hey, there's so much information out right now, whether or not he went ghost, whether or not the AAA situation, apparently, according to Phenomenal Ace here, a wellness violation. We'll just have to wait and see, man. Like I said, we'll come back and talk about this maybe tomorrow when more information starts coming together. Deuces, P. Are we done? Yeah, we're done. Okay, P-Ice.